In this video, I'm going to show you how I built a research agent that helps my SEO agent write richer, more insightful blog content. It pulls in online research, extracts the key takeaways, and stores them in a vector store, so the team has always got relevant context on hand when it's time to write. I'll walk you through how it works using Perplexity, Supabase, and OpenAI, and show you how my agent uses it as the foundation for its topic analysis. Okay, so in this part of the agent flow, this is part of my bigger SEO agent manager. We're going to dive into the part that happens after the keyword researcher. So the keyword researcher, if you've seen any of my other videos, is basically helping us turn a keyword into 5 blog ideas. From there, we can take each of those ideas and run it through the rest of the flow. This is where we're picking up and talking about the topic research and analysis side of the team's efforts. So the way we would trigger this, I've just written in here into chat, "Hi, can you write a blog on boost your content performance with AI analytics?" That's just one that I'm writing at the moment, and hit enter. That will trigger off the rest of the flow. Now let's jump into the topic researcher so you can see what happens next. Okay, so the SEO manager is going to trigger the topic researcher to start working. When it does, what's going to happen is, because this works in a modular way, the topic researcher is going to go and grab the article record from our database. Basically, it needs the title, and in particular for this flow, the target keyword for the article, because we're going to send that keyword across to Perplexity via an API request just here, and ask it to do some deep web research on that keyword and store it in a vector store for us. A vector store is basically the way that we build our RAG system. So it's a way of storing more in-depth, lengthy content that we can quickly access with the likes of an agent later in the flow. So the way we do that, we're basically setting up the content, but also setting some metadata on the topic that that content is relevant to. We're then going to store that in our vector store in Supabase. And as well as that, what we're going to do is create some embeddings using OpenAI. And they are basically numeric codes that go alongside the content, is the easiest way I can explain that. So that the agent, or any computer system basically, can rapidly sift through and read the content that's set there in full. So rather than having to read each piece of lengthy research every time it looks up the table, it's going to read those codes quickly, decide whether that's useful information, and then surface it so that it can be used. So yeah, then we need to store those embeddings, like I say, in that vector table, stored table, alongside the content that we've just researched. Moving on to the next phase of the research, what we're going to do then is not just rely on the summary that Perplexity gives us, but actually take each of those cited sources that Perplexity have used, so we know that they're authoritative, and we're going to run them through our Apify actor here, which is basically pulling all of the content on each of those pages, so that we can do our own analysis as well. So yeah, that's what that system there is doing. It's looping through each of those pages and passing it through to this key takeaways agent. Like I say, that agent is reading the page content that we know is authoritative, that's ranking well already, and we're asking it to pull out the core trends and consumer motivations in that article. We're also asking for key insights from that ranking content, and we're looking for unique angles that potentially we can use when we write our own article. And again, just like before, we're going to set those key takeaways that the agent pulls, store those in our vector store table in Supabase. And again, we need those embeddings. So we're going to go back to OpenAI, ask it for those embeddings for the content, and upload those to the table too, again, just so it can be searched through super quickly by another agent. In this case, that other agent is going to be our topic analyst, which is the next part of this workflow that I'll show you now. Okay, so we're over here with the topic analyst. Like I say, the research has just been done. That's been stored in our vector store. You might call it a knowledge base. But yeah, that's there in Supabase now, ready for our analysts to work on. So as you can see here, this is a bit of a shorter flow. What we're doing is we're getting that record again. Like I say, this is a modular system, so it pulls the article that we're working on at this moment in time. And it's feeding the brief into the reflection agent. Like I say, that reflection agent is now able to use those embeddings, as you can see here, with this tool that it's got attached to the vector store, to quickly read through all the content which is relevant to the topic. And they say it's matching the topic based on the metadata that we also created in the last step. It's going to reflect on the research that has come from those different sources, and it's going to write up fresh content that can be directly used by our writer later in the flow. So that's what's happening there. So you've got the agent here. It's accessing our vector store, or your knowledge base, if you want to call it that. It's sifting through it super quickly through the embeddings that have been created earlier on in the flow, and it's able to come up with new content and insights based on those. To end that off, then we're basically just setting that and passing that on to the next step in our flow. So yeah, that's it. That's how our SEO agent team are able to write more in-depth blog content that isn't just regenerating stuff that already exists online. It's actually taking lots of different insights from different sources, and we're asking it to reflect on that and come up with new insights and angles that we can actually add into our article when it gets written. If you like this, I'm going to continue on with this series. So we've already done a step on the keyword research sub workflow. We've just covered the topic research and analysis sub-agents in the workflow. So stay tuned into the channel, and we'll continue on with the rest of that in future videos. I hope this helps.